It was a cold, foggy night when Daniel, a seasoned bus driver, embarked on his last route of the day. Route 8 was known for its eerie desolation, a stretch of road that cut through the abandoned outskirts of town. It had once been a thriving neighborhood, but after a string of unexplained disappearances, people had fled, leaving behind crumbling houses, shattered windows, and streets swallowed by creeping vines. The whispers of ghostly legends never fazed Daniel until that night. As he steered the bus through the lonely highway, the headlights barely pierced through the thick mist. The usual hum of the engine was oddly muted, as if the world outside had swallowed all sound. The bus was empty, save for the distant glow of flickering streetlights reflecting off the windshield. The silence was unnatural, pressing against his ears like an invisible weight. Even the radio refused to play, emitting only static, a dissonant hum that gnawed at his nerves. At exactly midnight, the bus shuddered violently, jerking forward as if an unseen force had gripped it. Daniel's hands tightened around the wheel, his pulse quickening. He glanced into the rearview mirror, and his breath caught in his throat. A solitary passenger sat in the last row, though he was certain the bus had been empty moments ago. The man wore a tattered trench coat, his head bowed, a dark hat shadowing his face. His presence was wrong, an intrusion that made Daniel's skin crawl. Daniel cleared his throat. "Sir, where are you headed?" No response. Not even the rustle of fabric or the sound of breathing. A chill crawled up his spine. He focused on the road ahead, but his hands trembled. Checking the mirror again, his heart stopped. The man was now sitting 2 rows closer. His hat had shifted slightly, revealing a sliver of pale, mottled skin. Daniel blinked rapidly, trying to steady his breath. His voice wavered. "Sir, do you need help?" Again, silence. But then, a whisper, soft, hollow, like a breeze sneaking through a graveyard. "You should not have taken this route." Daniel's grip tightened. What do you mean?" "The dead don't like to be disturbed." The voice echoed through the bus, bouncing off the empty seats. Daniel's skin prickled as he dared to look in the mirror again. The passenger was gone, but a whisper rasped directly into his ear, "They're coming." The bus screeched to a stop. The doors hissed open on their own. A sudden gust of frigid air rushed inside, carrying the stench of decay. Shadows moved in the mist, forming figures, dozens of them. Hollow eyes, twisted faces, their skeletal hands reaching, their whispering voices rising into an eerie chorus. Daniel tried to restart the engine, but the bus refused to obey. The air turned suffocating as the figures stepped aboard, their mouths stretched into grotesque grins. A chorus of ghostly voices whispered, "You drive the condemned." He gasped for breath, feeling unseen hands clawing at his throat, cold fingers digging into his flesh. The world spun, and his screams were swallowed by the night. The next morning, Route 8 was silent again. The bus sat idle, its doors open. The driver's seat was empty, but the last row wasn't. A single figure sat there. Daniel, his eyes hollow, his skin pallid, forever a passenger on the midnight route. But the horror didn't end there. Days later, another driver took over Route 8. Rumors spread that sometimes, late at night, the bus would stop with no one at the wheel. Passengers swore they heard a faint whispering, the same eerie chant. "You drive the condemned." Some claimed to see Daniel's reflection in the rearview mirror, his mouth moving as if trying to warn them, but no sound came out. One night, a young woman, unaware of the tale, boarded the bus. She sat near the middle, scrolling through her phone. The bus was nearly empty, just one other man sitting in the back. As the ride went on, she noticed something odd. Her reflection in the window showed another figure standing right behind her. A skeletal hand reached for her shoulder. She turned, heart pounding, but the bus was empty. Panicked, she pulled the stop cord and fled at the next intersection. But as she looked back at the departing bus, she saw the shadowy figures inside, their hollow eyes staring right at her. Route 8 remained in service, but those who rode it at midnight knew the truth. Some passengers never left, and some drivers never returned.